don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the number. More will be coming. But what is important is that you have to position yourself to receive. Because at the end of the day, the vessel that the Lord is going to use, or the resource person, is a vessel. Whatever it will come out of him will not be by him. It will be under the unction and direction of the Holy Ghost. You just have to prepare and then pick your ideas. When you break through, you take it home, isn't it? And you become a blessing. So that is why it's important. So don't look at the numbers. At the end of the day, what is important is that the Lord is here. And then you will live here really blessed and transformed. If you believe, say amen. God bless you. At this juncture, I shall leave it to our own president, Reverend Yamibai. Let's give a big clap unto him as he comes forward. Amen.
Thank you. Please, I'm not your president. I'm not your president. Man. Okay, please, before I say anything, I would want us to come to the middle, considering the number. Let's gather in the middle seats, so that peradventure those who will come later will also fill in. Amen. So the time is already up for the speaker to take over. And I want to welcome you all once again for coming. And I say, God bless you all for being here. I believe that you'll be impacted. This is a man I have known for over 15 years. And I have seen him progress from one step to the other. I mean, when I joined ICGC, the place he was living was where I occupied. He's a man, I can say a lot about him, but I will leave it all for him when he comes. But one thing I can tell you is that he's an epitome of grace, of humility, of order, principle. He believes in steady growth. He has ACCA. He doesn't like his trumpet to be blown. So he didn't even give me his portfolio. But as somebody I've worked with for 15 years, at least I should know something about him. So, I mean, he has ACCA in accounting. ACCA, of course, is in accounting. So he has ACCA. I believe he's a doctorate now. Yes, he's doing his doctorate. He's a senior administrator, tax administrator or auditor at GRA. He's a principal of a Montessori school, Kansview Montessori. He's a farmer. He has a poultry farm. He does piggery and fowls as well. Now, he was just telling me he's ventured into events where when you are doing a program, he will bring his people, they'll come and do a setup. And he did one for Strong Tower on Sunday, and it was so delicious. I enjoyed myself. We got us some guinea fowl, some pig, smoked one, correct one. And he's such a good person. The only thing is that he was supposed to be my manager. I don't know why it didn't happen. He was supposed to be my manager for my music ministry. And I mean, he can single-handedly manage me and make me a star. So I believe that after today, we will make that arrangement. Amen. Oh, amen. So he's going to be a blessing to us. I can say, as I told you, I can say a lot and lots about him. One thing I learned from him is humble beginnings. He was somebody, he was taking his rent. And somebody who is working with GRA, and he's worked with GRA for over 20 years. Over 20 years. So you can imagine his rent allowance. He would take it, and then he was living in that small chamber and hall, self-contained. And the place he was living is not a place that any normal person at that level will live. It's a compound house. It's not like that. When you say compound house, normal compound house, like the ones in Kumasi, when you go to Bantima and all, and he was occupying a chamber and house self-contained in that compound house. He could have afforded, any kind of apartments that when you enter, you know that yes, I've come to a place. But he, as Mr. George Jackson was saying, that if you want to increase your income, you need to consider your expenditure. And he is somebody whom I'm still learning management from. So he still was chalking in that place so that he could build. And his peers, when he finished building his first house, after he had finished building I don't want to go into details. His peers were still renting. And some of them are still renting now. And now rent is not an issue for him. He built and then one of the houses, he said, okay, this one, the plan was to make it a relaxation place. So sometime me and my family will just go there and then we relax. But let me convert it into something. And that is what has turned into a Montessori school now on the Oyibi Road, and it's doing so well. Now they have a JHS block. They started about 6-7 years ago, and now the school has JHS block, so you can imagine. And so this is the man. He's also a deacon in ICGC, the Strong Tower Taifa. He's the deacon in charge of administration. And today it's my singular honor to introduce to you Deacon Joe Randolph Afam.
Man, good morning. Oh, please take your seat. One thing he didn't tell you that I'm also a teacher. And it's opportunity to be in your presence and to have me here. This is the first time I'm entering here. And I've known Pastor Yameba when he was a young man, when we brought him from Kumasi to come and take over I was then a deacon then. So we were actually, our present worship leader just left to US and we didn't have anybody. And he came and was doing so well. I was encouraging him. From day one, I said, just go to pastoral school and become a pastor. He was still not, but eventually he has become a pastor and I'm proud of him. Let's give a clap to him. God bless you, Yameba, for this opportunity. I don't consider the normal here. I see the place full. So I'm talking to people that full capacity. I'm not just looking at the normal people here. And the topic he gave me was I should talk about investment in multiple streams of income. Okay. So I look at it and I say, this is not a lecture hall. This is a church setting. And we have our principles and beliefs. And our principles are different from that of the world. The world will tell you that if you have money, you have to keep it. You have to do this and then reinvest it and then you have money. But our principle is that you give and it will be given back to you. So it's two different principles that we have. But we need to be wise. That's what the Lord has also given us wisdom to be able to discern when to give, when to invest. Because there are seed and there are fruit. So when you start spending fruit, you don't get the seed. When you spend seed also, you don't get the fruit. So it's interlinked. You just have to wait when this is seed. Then you plant it. Then it grows. It becomes a fruit. Then you can enjoy, put some down, and then you propagate, and it keep you multiplying. So I'm looking at reasons why God blesses us. We should know that. Why will God bless us with money? Look at your peers. It's not everybody that has made it to where you are. No matter your level, there are people that are below you. There are people that look up to you. He said plenty things about me. I don't see that. I see myself as a little guy and a teacher who is still struggling to make ends, and I'm still struggling. It's not. I've not gotten there yet. I'm still struggling. I'm hoping, but I believe that God will carry us and take us to where we planned going. God, first and foremost, blesses us so that we can be, because we are Christian, and I'm talking to a Christian sector, so that we can be a blessing to the kingdom, first and foremost. So God will bless you that you can be a blessing to the kingdom, because the word had to go to the other part of the world. And how do you do? In your small way, you can just look at certain things. In my church, we think very big. So my church auditorium is very big. We started over 10 years. We are still struggling to complete, but the Lord will help us complete it. But that's a super thing. But in all, if you come to my church and you see the number of people in there, sometimes when people are passing, they think we have multimillionaires and big. No. It's just ordinary people like us that occupy those space. But the Lord blesses us so that we can also be a blessing. So the small we get, we also give it. And that's why we're able to put up the structure at Strong Tower. So God will bless you so that you can also be a blessing. Don't forget that. Sometimes when a blessing comes, the temptation to forget about God's word is there. Because the money will come to you and you think that this is my money. It's kind of tricky because my talk will be interlinked with my experience as well. I made a promise to God at Greater Work one time. I think those days at Christ Temple, daily time 203 or thereabout. And at that time I was a teacher. So the promise I make, even my whole salary, the whole year salary cannot even pay half of 1/3 of the promise I made. If I don't even collect anything, that will not be. So I asked myself, how do I pay this? So I believe that God will give it to me. And God does. So the whole of 203, 202, I couldn't pay because I was still struggling. But I was having the faith that I'll be able to pay that. In 203, I was getting small. But you see, when you get the money start coming, the temptation to forget what you have promised. The money was coming. I was doing classes here. Now people were calling me to their home to go and teach, and I was getting the expatriate. Sometimes you go and one session is even more than your salary. As soon as I got the money, I said, oh, I need cars so that I can be going around to be able to teach and get more money. I've forgotten to pay my pledge. So I bought a car. After buying a car, I said, I think I'm making a mistake. Because God blesses us so that we can be a blessing, first and foremost, to the kingdom. So finally, I have to wait and then try to pay that. And I was able to pay that within 204. I've finished paying that. So God will bless you so that you can bless him to your church and to the kingdom. One. Number two is God will bless you so that you can also be blessing to your family. There are people that when God blesses them, even giving to their family, their wife, their children, it's a difficult thing for them. But God will bless you so that you can be a blessing. If I don't quote this one with it. So when you look at 1 Timothy 8:5-8, it says that if any do not take care of their relatives, especially the members of their own family, they have denied the faith and worse than an unbeliever. Can you just imagine? So if you don't give to your relatives, your own family, your children, your family, you've denied the faith. And some will go, I know people that will go spending outside, but in their whole homes, they will not give. I know people that will sponsor others, but their nephews and nieces are sitting home there and they will not help them. So God will bless you so that you can also be a blessing for your family. It's very important. God will bless you. Some people are called to be a blessing. And that's their role. Everybody has his calling. I have been a deacon over so many years. Most of the people I started with, most of them are pastors, mining this, some of this. But I was not called to be a pastor. I always say that. My calling is different from Pastor Yameba is calling. So you should know some are called to give and to build into that kingdom. These are special. Your calling. So you should be able to identify your calling and know that if the money comes, because God knows that your calling is to be a blessing to the kingdom, you will have a special kind of giving. You have, because giving is a gift. It's not everybody that who should be, when you have the money, you'll be able to give. It's a gift that you have to learn, or God will give it to you to give back. But sometimes somebody will come to you, you have only 10 cedis left with you. But after the person narrating his situation, you'll be tempted to give the person 2 cedis or 5 cedis. That is a calling. And it's not everybody that has that. And so if you don't have that, don't worry. That is not what God has called you to be. But the little that you can do to support the kingdom, that is general. But there are people that are made specially to do that. Also, to be a blessing to others. God will bless you. When you get the money, don't think the blessings will come. When you do some of the things, by the end of this, you see that when you follow the things that I'm going to teach you, the blessings will come. But when the blessings come, take your time and also be a blessing to others. Don't keep it all to yourself. Give it out and it shall be given. And that's the principle for the Christians. We give and we get it back. You understand me? When you hold it and you invest and invest, what do you use it for? You invest. And we will see when I get to my main topic, you will see that some of the investment you do, tomorrow everything just goes off and you lose everything. So what have you done? You hold it, invested it, and then you lose everything. So you don't get anything. So when you are others, pick one or two. You can't help everybody. You can't solve everybody's problem. There are people that when they are buying food to eat, I know some CEO. He's a big man. He has big. I mean, I know him because of the way my relationship with him. But on lunchtime, he will go and buy coffee broke man and he'll be eating. Because the guy doesn't want to spend. He doesn't want to. He was guiding his money. But that's not what God, the principle is. God will bless you so that you can enjoy. At least take your family out. One time, take them out. Go and sit a place and enjoy. At the end of the day, what, after getting all this worth, what's the essence of getting it where you can't even enjoy it yourself? So let us find time and enjoy some of the worth. But you see, God will bless us so that we can all have this. Ecclesiastes 5:19 says that if God gives you wealth and property, and let us enjoy them. Let us enjoy them. We should be grateful and enjoy what God has given us. God has blessed you. Enjoy it. But then we'll come to the principle that my topic, investment in multiple streams of wealth. So if you enjoy it too much and then you don't have some to invest, that is it. But you must live your life comfortably. He will tell you that when I started life, I was in a chamber hall and I was not enjoying. But at that time, it was not like I was not enjoying. At that time, I had no kid. So we just got married. I don't need 2-bedroom house for anything. Because I just come and most of the time, I don't even spend in the house. So I just come and sleep and go. So I didn't need 2-bedroom to be able to rent it. Then when we had a first child, we decided to go. I didn't want to put my family into this. But we realized that going to rent 3 years, 2 years, and give the money up. After the end of that period, you have to go and rent again. You have to go and borrow and go and rent. It was not something that I was just going to put myself in there. So I kept there. You know, there are times that you have to know when to enjoy the wealth and when to invest the wealth. And that's where we are coming to. Okay, so God, just take away. God will bless you so that you can be a blessing to the kingdom, so that you can also be a blessing to your family. You can, and people have special calling. So God will bless you so that you can fulfill that calling. And then fourth, God will bless you so that you can also be a blessing to others. And then God will bless you so that you can also enjoy your blessing. Now, the last part, the enjoyment, that's where my point is now. How do you enjoy it? So God will bless you so that you can enjoy it yourself. But that is where my topic comes in. How do you enjoy? Because the Lord has blessed me with 10 million, I have to go. And there are people that when you give them 100,000 today, the following day, they will kill themselves. Go to your village and bless somebody with 10,000. Somebody that drinks. He will drink himself up. I had a cousin who was in the village. And then he was my mate. So he was not that good. Like he came to Accra, messed up, and went back. And then the old boys decided that, oh, we need to help this guy. So they contributed and then gave the money to him. So when they went to the village, blessed him with 3,400. So the guy had a 3,400 in an envelope. When they left, it took them, they accompanied them to the station, and then they left. Then he took the money. Instead of him to come back home, he went to a beer bar and started spending. So he will remove the money. Everybody sees him. Then he will just give it to, hey, buy this one. Buy this one. Then there was one guy who was very close to him. Saw the money. No, this money, I have to take it. So while they were drinking, he put poison in the drink. So the guy just took it. He walked with him to the place. They took the money and the guy died. And that was how he ended his life. So he received blessing, but the blessing became what? A curse to him. And that was it. So it's not everybody that when you get the blessing, you will be able to contain it. But that is not us. We are in Christ, and the Lord will help us so that by the time we go in here, we'll be able to finish it. So this money that you have received, that the Lord has blessed you, that you have to enjoy. This is what you do. You have to look and have ways. And so I'm looking at how to enhance our financial freedom. So you have the money. For example, if I have like 10,000, 100,000 in my account today, that is my capital. That is the money that I have. What do I do with it? And that's why most of you may find yourself. You don't need 10,000. You don't need even 5,000. And I'll tell you some of the things that you can do that you don't need much money to do. It's only that you have to know what to do, when to invest, and how to do it. That's it. So first, establish a realistic spending plan budget. And he was telling you that I'm somebody that I am principled. Not that. Everything I spend, and I've been charged with Strong Tower Finance for almost all these years, 15 years. I always say that anything that I will spend, I should get results for spending it. It's not just spending. If I want to give it to you, that's different. But my own expenditure. So my family, sometimes when you are passing, you just, oh, let me just buy drink and something for them. Then you go there the following day. Oh, that drink was very nice. Tomorrow when you are coming, can you bring us some? How did they do that? So before you know, there is a trend you are setting up. Now you have to do this. So I always tell them that what I can't continue, I will not even start. As soon as I start and I realize that it have to be continuous, I stopped. And that's how you plan your budget. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, when I was a teacher, now you can think that maybe I have other streams, so I'm not the way he said it. I wouldn't have said that. But when I was a teacher, and I was teaching at Presec secondary school. So I was there, and unfortunately, I started as a science student. So I was teaching, and when the money comes, I'll plan it, that what to spend, how much we will spend. So I do all that calculations. I don't like giving money to wife and say, oh, this is your chop money and this. No, we do. Let us all spend. Let's come together. What do we need for the month? So we need this and we buy. We need this, we buy. We need this, we buy. What do you need for yourself? I give you small. So every time we know that we are within it. Sometimes you're unexpected. Your mother is sick. Your father is listening. That one, you don't plan for it. So when they come, you just. But for planning, every month you should be able to know how much you are spending. And don't be quick to follow cheap money. Like, oh, there's money here. Hey, there's a loan given. Let's go for it. This one, I can have it. Money, we don't make money like that. There are no shortcuts in making money. That any investment that you do, that the return is unimaginable, don't go for it, because it's not going to end you well. So always have a way and have a plan and a budget. A budget is a guide. You don't, it just guide you, it just help you to be able to live your life. So I'm spending, I earn, let's say, 1,500 or 2,000. 2,000 within the week, I will spend 1,500. Within the month, I'll spend 1,500 in all. Can I save 200, 500? You can do budget 500. I'll save 500. At the end of the month, if you save 200, you have done it. If you save 100, you are making progress. You don't spend more than what you are getting. But if it's within it, that is it. That is just a budget. So you need a budget to be able to assess your income and create expenditure pattern so that you know when and what you are spending on. You also have to spend less than you earn. And that principle, even now, I still do it. So you always have to spend less than. Don't be spending when you don't calculate what you are spending on. And that I don't do. Even my business, every my business line up, I know how much I'm spending. And expenditure is crucial to me than the income. Income will come. But if you don't manage the expenditure, you have control over it. The revenue coming, sometimes the market dictates that. You go and then the egg price have dropped of increase. You have no control over that. But the expenses that you do, it's you who is doing it. So try, crucial one, just list them. Know which one you have to do, which one you have to do. Just practical. You have, everybody, I don't know how much you earn. Even if you earn 2,000, you have to know how much you are spending. After the budget, know actually how much you are spending. If you are spending more than that and you are spending 2,100, you should know that by the next 2-3 years, you'll be in a deficit. So always be guided. You don't need to impress anybody. If you can't do it, tell me I can't spend. You tell your wife, this one, we can't spend it. Let's leave this. Let's do that. And everybody will be happy doing that too. And then get out of debt. Debt, the last time I took debt was 2003. You know, those days when I told you that the blessing was coming small. That's what I went in for, debt. And so I took a loan. And after that, I've not taken loan again. Why? It's good to do a loan and come. I was in my farm last, I think just after the COVID. Japan, this thing came to my place, and then they assessed me, and they said they were going to give me loan for expansion. And they came with these Japanese guys too, and then the local guys. Everybody was excited about my setup and the way I've managed this. So, we can put money in there. Let's put and help build this. After they talk, so I say, how much is a loan? It was in dollars. What's the rate? They will give you 2%. They say you have to take 1 year. When they finished, I did a calculation. I said, no, I don't like the loan. And the guy was like, this is the first shop, first farm, or first Ghanaian, this and that. I've said, we've come, that you qualify to take a loan. You say you don't loan. And I said, no, I don't want a loan. He said, why? I said, I don't want to expand more than I have the capacity to control it. If you give me this loan, I will expand. But do I have the capacity for this expansion that I'm doing? I don't. So I didn't take the loan. And the guy after called me. He said, you're a wise guy. If you follow your business the way you are doing, your business will grow. After he telling me that, he called me aside. So don't be anxious and taking debt. Hey, the business is coming. This is a good business lineup. If I take this money and I invest here, the following 3-4 months, if I do the calculation, I'll get this. So let me go for it. You go and then the calculation doesn't come. Then you know that you are back to square. And people borrowed to invest in other places that do not come. You don't need to do that. We'll show you and I'll take you through the investment process that you can do. They are not much. But when you start it later, you grow and then it becomes bigger. So I'll show you. So don't rush to go for debt. If you can, as much as possible in this part of our world, don't go for loan. Then you tell me, how do I raise capital? You can raise it. You don't need. I'll tell you some of the things that I did that I've built businesses without even getting 1 cedi loan from anybody or even investing myself in. So I'll tell you some of the things that are practically things that I've experienced. So I'll take you through some of the experience times that I have here. And saving and investment is equally important. I've told you that we are to enjoy, but it doesn't mean that when you get the money, you go to town and blow and buy things that you are not expecting, the things that you don't even actually need it. Sometimes I travel, when I come, the things I bought, I ask myself, the t-shirt for 1 year, I've not even worn it. So which means I didn't need it. But you'll be tempted to buy those things. And those are monies that if you save it, you can use it. So let's have the habit of saving. How long do you save? So how much do you have to save? Okay, I've saved for 3-4 years. What is the money? In this part of our world, now saving and investment has become a very serious thing, because I was part of Kwesindu, and then I was bent. Part of NHTSC, those, and I was bent. So those savings I did from 2010, thinking that by the time I'm almost going on to retirement, I'll have that money sitting in there. So I grew the money for the past 10 to 15 years. One morning we wake up and the money was gone. So imagine that all your savings and those things are on one place, and you would have dropped. And people on pension, that's one of the things that they do, and you put all in one investment. So when that one got bent, and that ends you. We don't do things like that. Here we will see the streams where you can do other investment as well. And then the last how to listen is you have to give. There's no principle telling us that you have to hold the money to be able to. You are saving, but you have to have a generous heart of giving. And that, I said, don't just give. Let the Holy Spirit touch you to give. There was a time I was going to, is it Samankese? And I passed ICDC church. When I was passing, something just dropped me down. Go and give 5,000, 500 or something. I did 1,000 to the pastor. So I passed. I say, I don't know the pastor. How can I walk in? I say, I want ICDC. Pastor, take this. So I thought it was imagination. Sometimes when things, you have to brush it and say, no, you have to reason. So this one is not right. So I passed. I went. I went to Kede. So when I was coming back, I go to the church. This time around, to see it, I passed. Then I was just thinking about it, and I attend. So I went there. I say, where is the church? The church was almost closed, but the pastor lives around the place there. So I didn't know, where is the pastor? They said, the pastor is not there. So I just put the 1,000 in an envelope, seal it, and I gave to the guy that when the pastor comes, gives this one to him. And then I left my normal, maybe he will be listening to that. I just got to, before in home, the pastor called me and he said, the pastor was crying. I said, why? He said, I don't know you, but I've been praying. We did some program, and I've been praying for this amount throughout the program. And we have ended the program, I didn't get it, so I know I was not going to get it. I don't know where you are coming from. And the man was like, he has not seen himself before. But you could see the generosity that I was talking about. If I have not responded to that man's prayer will not have been answered. That 1,000 was nothing compared to what the value he has added to that. Are you getting my point? So when you have the spirit to give, always give, because God knows that he will bless you at this point so that you can also be a blessing to others. So if I have not given that 1,000 and God got angry with me, you can see that the blessings would have caught up. You understand what I mean? We understand the principle. So let us go in there. And now I come to my topic. I have the next 10 minutes to finish my topic. Okay, so my topic now is various investment opportunities. How do we invest? He told you that I started as a teacher, and I'm very proud of that as still a teacher. Unfortunately for me, I was a science student. So O level, I'm not. I'm old, a little bit old. I'm the old O level. So I started as a science teacher, science student. Was doing very well, but those days I was not a Christian, so the world was there for us. So after O level, my headmaster got angry with me because I was very stubborn doing the O level. So he didn't even sign my assist form. In those days, they have to take the form to the exam center and do the selection. So the man didn't even pick my form. He left my form in the school that he would punish me. So when I came, I qualified to go and do not science, but I could have done maybe maths with the cons and anything, but I didn't have to go. So I was in a house where my mother told me that you can't stay in the house. If you stay in the house 1 year, there'll be trouble. So they put me in training college. I went to training college, and then I came out. So I was a teacher. So I found myself as a teacher. I was very angry with my mother when growing up. Why would this woman do to me? Caught myself in a village teaching. And then I said, one thing, I was at the village. For 2 years I was at the village teaching. Then I asked myself that what can I do to my life? First and foremost, the first investment you can do to yourself, or any investment, is to invest in your own self. Invest in your own self. Invest in education. If you don't invest in education, that ends it. So first and foremost, I was there. Whilst we were in the village, I was even teaching people to qualify. When I go to this, people will go to them. So I also did it, and I got university to go and do mathematics. So I did mathematics in the university. When I finished mathematics, mathematics will take you to classroom. Is that not it? Because where else can you go and do mathematics? I didn't do business. I'm not a business person. I have not done anything, so I just entered into mathematics. So I was at PSEC, doing well, teaching. So I wanted to even do my MPhil and start going up there and be teaching this thing. Then I had opportunity I got this job at GRA, and I went. When I went to GRA, I realized that I don't have any skills in business because that's a business-oriented organization. I don't have anything business. All that I know have is mathematics and science. That's all that I know. So I've not done accounting before. I've not seen accounting books before. So I said, no, I'll have to start accounting. So I joined ACCA from day one. I don't know where debit is and credit is. I have to take myself. I was still working. So I go to, and my wife would tell, I was still in that ghetto that he was telling you, that small distance. So I didn't even have a desk. The place was too small. So I have the chairs like this. Then I did a plywood board. So I put it on, and I'll be doing my learning on it. I don't even have table and chair to sit on. But I was learning. Sometimes, and I learned, and from almost for all these years, I wake up 3 o'clock, I learn up to 5, and I bath and I go to work. I come back, I'm tired. So I sleep, I wake up, and I learn. And that's what I've been doing. I was trying to invest in myself first. So I did ACCA. When I was about to finish ACCA, I was not getting it. So I said, let me do my MBA. So I went to do my MBA. I said, I don't want accounting, let me do finance. So I did finance, and then I came out. Then after that, I qualified, I chatted as an listener. I said, no, let me also continue. So I keep on investing. But if not for my small delay in my lesson, I would have graduated in my PhD by November. But next year, I said, let them push it. So next year, June, hopefully by the grace of God, I'll come out on my PhD as well. So even now, I'm investing in myself. So and I don't see anybody who say, oh, I'm old. Who tell you are old? You can do investment. And the learning and investing in yourself doesn't mean you have to go to classroom. When I decided to become a farmer, I have no idea about the farming. So you have to learn. And so those are investment in yourself. When I decided to do trading, I have no idea about it. I have to learn and know what the games are. Those are the investment I'm talking about, that you as a person must know what you are doing so that you can be able to be strong in your professional or whatever you are doing. If you don't understand, the people will just do it. But you need to understand what you are doing. That's the most important. And have passion for it. So first, invest on yourself. And then when you invest in yourself, invest in trade. Invest in trade. It's simple. People don't know how it is. You don't need much to invest in trading. So you tell me, this is not, it's practical. Don't look at it as a speech by Joe Jackson who come here. No, this one, I'm telling you practical things that you have to do. Okay, so you look around your environment. Things that you have control over. Don't do things that you don't have control over. You look at your environment where you stay. You can do small trading. Sometimes we don't use our money to trade. We use other people's money to trade. So in trading, I was in my church, but because of what I do, I have links. I happen to meet plenty of people because of my job. Like I meet big guys, small guys. I mean, I have names of big links, but I don't take advantage of them. I just know, but no, I can walk right now to Despite or for example, I can walk him, talk to him. But it doesn't. I don't see that. It's just social capital. That's fine. I get it. It's social, but it's nothing that I get in there from knowing them. But your connection with people will help them, and the way you are truthful. Trading, you don't need to start. The only thing that you need to have an idea and have small amount that you want to invest in. So you want to buy. Look here. You look around your place. What goes on? What comes around here that I can do? Sometimes even buying cement like 10, 5 and reselling it. You think it's just a small. Before you know, you've expanded. Most of the shops you see around, the goods in there is not for the people. The suppliers, the manufacturers will come and dump it for you. So you use your money, sell it, and go and pay them. And it's not too big. If you look at it and say that I want to be like Aunties or Kifori, that's where you get it wrong. Start it small. Start a small place. Look at where you are, your environment. What can I do? Sometimes the opportunities are there, but we don't see it. Just open your eyes. What can I sell if you want to trade? I'll take you a typical example of what I was doing. And it will come to investing in other people's business as a trade. So there was a member of my church who was a deacon. So we were there with him. And he has a shop. And he operates that shop. So he was doing well. I didn't even bother myself to know it. But I realized that at a point, he was becoming, I think the shop was not doing very well. So virtually, he closed down the shop. So I asked him, how many years do you have on the shop? He said, I have like 2.5 years. So I saw opportunity. You understand me? He has 2.5 years in there. So I saw opportunity. Okay, fine. Can we do something? Then I suggested, at that time I was auditing the company who was into plumbing. So I realized the margin on their desk, and it was good. So I said, have you done anything plumbing? He said, no, I have not. And the man was like 58 thereabout. Can you go and learn how this plumbing thing is all about? He said, no problem. So I took him to the shop, planted him there for 1 month. And the man would wake up in the morning and go and sit down there and do that. He was doing. So he goes there. After 1 month, he was not that okay. I said, continue. So he continued for 2 months. He was just going there. Nobody was paying. Observing how the sales are being made. What product. When people come, what they ask. What the distance are talking about. When you finish, okay. I have the connection. You don't have. I don't have the time to sell. So let's do 50-50. Now, I'll use my name to credit the goods for you. You sell it, you pay, and then we have business. But I said, no. We started. So he was in there. We'll go and credit it. With no money. I didn't use my money because the guy trusted me. Knows that 2 months I'll pay the money. So the guy was working. Within the 2 months, he was paying the money. And so the guy was giving. So the owner at a point, after 6 or 7 months, called me, Joe, let me go and see your place. He took me to the place and he said, you know what? Now I'm making this one even as a sub of my place. Go, I'll bring the goods in here direct. You sell it and you come and pay me. I said, that's a good thing. Then I told him that, you know what? These people, when we do, the margins are small. Why not target where they also take their goods from? We can also go there when we're becoming big. And then we started. Trust me. Now, That is one of the, we may say in millions. We may say in millions. I didn't invest any money into this. I didn't invest any money, but I'm able to do that. How did I do that? With my connection and the thoughtfulness that I have. That's all that you need in life, to be able to know what opportunities lie before you. And now we don't even take from the people. Now, the manufacturers have seen us. So Interplus will come and dump his goods on us for 1 month, 2 months, then we pay him. So now we are becoming. And then quickly before what the investment I did was that I took another shop beside this thing and added to him. So that's my initial capital that I injected into the company, and that's it. Now, if I want to take myself out of that job, and that time it was 10,000 for 7 years now. If I'm taking it, I will not get less than 200,000 or 300,000. Which investment opportunity would have given me this? None. If you don't take time, Kanufurata will come and then your investment all is gone. But this one, you are secured. You've gotten it. And so let's look at opportunities like that. There are plenty of them. Plenty. There are plenty. The issue also is that where you don't have control. If you have set up a place and putting somebody there that you don't trust and don't control, you would have lost the thing. You understand me? So before you do, get time a little bit and get yourself involved in it. The man was quick was involved in the operation, and that's what he's doing. And now he has the man that he didn't have. Now he has the car. The company has bought a car for him, Outlander. He's using it. You understand me? So the company is doing well. I've still not taken anything from him now, because to me it's an investment. One day I'll stand up and then I come. And you know one thing I did. You need to be smart in investment opportunity. So I asked myself, if one day this man pass or you can't tell, what will become of me, because I don't know that business. Is that not it? What become it? We share it. I take mine. Or tomorrow there's a disagreement. We want to part ways. So come and share. You share it. You have your own, you have my win. What do I do with mine? And that was last year that I was thinking, after the business was growing. So I look at it and say, okay, no. Let me have time for myself. Let me also establish this one small and see how it is. So I pick one guy who has just finished university. I open a shop for him. I say, you to be trading the same thing. Are you getting my point? And I called the man that coached him to also learn the job. So tomorrow, if the shop, now we have 3 shops. We have even buy a property we are starting. If we are not able to build it, we divide it. I have ongoing plan, continuous operation. So I can just take my things and give it to my new guy, and my operations will still be there. So let's be smart in job opportunities. Also investing in farming, and that's where I'll come to, and that's where I started. When I moved to my place, because he told you that I didn't have money. I bought my land when I was in Presec. So, I couldn't get teacher. I bought land. The mentality of when you are poor to you, but when I buy it cheaper, it's better. It's always better to buy cheap land. So I went to Abukobi, bush in there, and bought the land. How much was that? A very small land. But for now, if you ask me, I'll tell you that was a good decision. But God knows how He put people in places. So I went there, and I realized that there was land there. The land was fairly cheap. So if I buy, and I can start the farm. So my farming was not a planting. My neighbor was a farmer. He has opened a farm and was doing it. And then he had a problem with the boss. That is not him. He was managing the farm for the boss. And the boss decided one day to close down the farm. So the guy was there and he was struggling. And I said, okay, you know what? This farm thing, I think I have interest in it. But I don't have the idea. So come, I'll give you 5% of the shares. You are not bringing anything, just your expertise. Then we started it. And I started the farm. I just took one plot and then we built some small structure in there. I took only 1,000 bears. But 1,000 bears, you break even. If you take less than that, So I did the calculation, every time you have to learn, do this. Then I realized that was good. So I started with 1,000. I've done the 1,000 for 1 year. Then 2 years you'll be there, and then once the money is. But don't forget that all this investment, I have constant salary also coming. So my point is not to rely on those investments, but to reinvest it. So when the land comes, I get another place, then we buy another land, we start. And for 7 years, we were the district best farmer. You understand my point? And then the district, we best poultry farmer. In 2019, we were the Greater Accra, the Ga East. So here is also Ga East, or the Ga East, Kwabenya, who were the best overall, not just poultry, overall farmer. And 2023, currently, we are the champion Greater Accra best farmer, best poultry farmer in Greater Accra. Where did I start it from? All is planning. We just reinvest in the things that we do. And I don't expand speedily. I expand gradually. Every year, I try to add on. When I go to 20,000 best, I say, my capacity is full of my capacity. I don't want to add any. So I just manage it. And that's what I'm managing. Until I realize that my place, all of a sudden, we're in the bush. Now people have bought the land all over the place and they are building and coming in. So I gave myself that by next 5-6 years, these people will take me out of the place. They even take me to the assembly, but the MC and OC, we know them. So when they come, they will just, but it can't continue. So I have to make plans to move from this place gradually. So my next phase of my poultry farm is to move from Abokobi to Ebri. You understand my point? So I'm trying. And agric is very, when I went to Ebri doing farming, so I bought the land was there, and then I started. I'm doing Kokubam irrigation, the same river. I just stopped. Good, we don't have galamsey at that place, so the river is clean. So I'm doing it. And what I did was that I don't want fertilizer and those things. Let's do organic. And organic is selling. No chemicals, nothing applied to that. And people are chasing us, buying our product. These are not things that you need plenty money to do it. Is that not it? I mean, with 10,000, 5,000, that's not it. Even 5,000, you can do this thing. So agric has plenty. Until 2022, poultry farming was one of the best. You will get more than 100% of your investment on each year. It was very good. But when the feed started increasing, but when it was increasing, you need to be smart. When the feed started increasing, what I did was that I stopped expanding. I kept people were expanding and they lost it. I wasn't expanding. I was not taking any best. The small one. I was even selling the old ones and keeping to see what this. And by the time we go to 2023, most of the farms, they were off. But we still kept it in there. So you need to learn what you are doing and know the trades. For agric, there are plenty things. Those of you who don't have any of this, you can talk to me. I will give you avenues in agric that you can do the investment. Plenty. You don't need much money. The only thing you need is your time, commitment, and the zeal to follow it, that it gets to the end of it. That's all. Once you do it, farming, we don't have absentee farmer. That, have you planted the seed? Until from January that I started Ebri, every Saturday I pass there. Even from here, I'm going to Ebri. So if you don't, and you leave them to do it, they will not do it. But these are small things that you can do. We can also invest. The farming is a lot. I don't want to talk about it plenty. You can also invest in real estate. Real estate is difficult. But if you have the money, and now those of us who have money, a little bit in there, all that in Accra here, when you buy the land and you put it in there, they will come in. So when you buy the land, develop something on it. When you build something, don't think about I'm building it to rent. Rent, there's no money in the rent. If you build and you rent it, you will not get anything. But you build it and you sell. So just if you have a place on your own, just look out for a place that are a little bit developed. The land will be a little bit expensive. Don't mind. Buy it. Build 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, which sells very fast. So 3-bedroom, maybe one plot, you divide it into two. You can just get, those of you who have enough capital, you get like 2-bedroom, the same land. Do it 50 by 100. It's 40, but this is small. 3-bedroom or 3-bedroom. Just put it in there. And then after that, you sell. You will see the kind of money that you make. is huge. And that will become the beginning of your investment. If you want to build and say, I'm renting it, it's not a good opportunity because you rent, by the time 5 years, you have to do renovation. And the money you took from them, you can't use it for anything. So it's not good to, I don't believe that. If your intention is to just build it and in future sell it, but have that idea that when I build a place, I'll sell it and buy another one. Before you know, you are a real estate agent. Take your time, take a small land, small plot in a very good place. People want to be on the roadside, on a good environment. Just do and sell it to them. And then me, I will still stay in Abokobi and be traveling and coming. You understand one point? Okay, so investment in those things I will talk about investing in services. I'm giving you typical examples of all that I've gone through. I have a baba like that. Anytime I want to baba, the guy will be here. He will call me. Where are you now? I'm at this shop. So I will take car, go there. When I finish, next 2-3 months, you want the driver, the baba is at a different place. I say, I've been chasing this baba everywhere here. It's not stable. So one time he came. So sometimes now you have to come to my house to baba me. I took the course. I said, this is expensive. I mean, how can I mean? I'm not that big boy to bring a baba to my house. To Doc and those people can do that, not me. So I was looking at it and I said, okay, like joke. What if I put you in a barbering shop where I know that this one is me who have it? Then when I'm passing, I will barber over there. He said, that's not a bad idea. I said, go and look for a shop. He went for a shop. I took the shop and I invested in the barbering shop. Put him there, put other people in there. I didn't know what I was getting into. But all that I wanted is that at least I'll have a place when passing by to barber and then I'll go. I started, that's about 2 years. We are in our 3rd year. So I started in December. I made a place, very small, but very nice for people to. In my total investment was like 50-something thousand. So I said, fine, I kept it there. And we put in the barber, we have 3 stands and they were there. It's something that people will not see as an investment. How many people will just go into investment? And trust me, I just at the end of the month, this month, you know how much I had for that shop? 23,000 on monthly basis. 24, 21. Can you just imagine that barbering shop on the roadside or get you? Nobody thinks about that. So I look at it and say, this is a good thing that I was paid. Now I barber my hair free. Now I don't pay for it because I'm the boss in the place. And out of the 23, I take 2/3, he take 1/3. So it's not like if you don't come, it's you. If you don't work, I don't have to pay you for your laziness. So that at the normal of the day, if you work, I give you 1/3. I take 1/3 to do the expenses and do sometimes even though it's not even 1/3. And then the rest I put it in. Trust me, as we talk now, I've taken my money all the way there. It's compass, but now the business is also there. I've even rented for another 2 years. So now I'm in my 3rd year. I have this, but I've already taken my money out of the place. I can come out of it. These are investments that you may overlook it. That barbering. Oh, what is barbering? You don't need much. You can start it small. Barbering just a small shop or something. Just make it nice that people will pass and then they just come in there. So there are investment opportunities everywhere, but people don't see it. You understand? Whoever, until I move in there, I didn't know barbering is that lucrative. I didn't know. The only thing is that I've put in cameras there, and then they know that even when they talk, I hear. I don't have time to listen to those. I don't. But they know that the camera is watching them. So nobody is tampering with man. And what I did was that I brought in some small girl. I said, sit down there. All that you have to do is collect the money. You don't have to talk to them. Don't know what they are doing. Collect my money and put my money in there. So put my money. Don't put my money cash. Put my money on mobile money. And then, and you know, funny people are. As for the people, when you want to follow, that one is another thing. They try to steal it, but you still get some. You understand me? You still get some to do this thing. So I don't want to take much of your time. Other investment. Sometimes you see other people's business not doing well. And they are eager to go out of that business and they can sell to you for peanut because they are in trouble and they want to get out of it. That is the time for you to buy it. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody has a shop, you could say that the guy is struggling. I want to just leave the shop. Don't worry. Just go in there. It's because of mismanagement and that things. But when you study it and you can help it, just buy it cheaply and reinvest it, and then you can get it. I don't want to bother you much, but there are few ones that I've told you that there are other opportunities. If I have big boys here, then I can say that I have other investment in big properties and PPEs, like those who buy cars and those things. I'm not a fan of buying trotro and taxi and those things because I don't invest in things that I don't have control over it. I always invest in things that I have direct control. I can just make sure the things are being done. If I don't have that decision, I will not do it. So I'm not a fan of investing in trotro and taxi because you give the car to the person have direct control over where to drive to, how to use the car, how you break your car up. Because I use car for a very long time because when it's rough road, I ask myself, where am I going? I take my time. Where am I going? So I'll slow down. When I get to the proper road, I'll drive. Or my wife is the other way around. But me, because I pay for it, I always make sure that I don't step on it. Blah, blah. But you give it to these Uber people, they will run your property, your car, less than 2 years. It will depreciate. Your car will not have any value for it. So those investments I don't. There are people who have the gift to go into that. You can go into it. But now if you have a gift, like if you have money that you don't have any like big money, buying truck and giving it to people to use it is also good. Like buying property, you buy machinery and give it to. And that's what Ibrahim and those things came. Ibrahim came to this country with no money. He just bought tractor and the equipment. And then he was standing beside Goldfields. Nobody even gave him chance to enter. So when Goldfields machinery breaks down, oh, do you have backhoe? Hey, I have one here. Then he goes in there and then they use it. Small. Hey, do you have this in? And now he's mining for Goldfields, is mining for other places. So you start it small. If you have money, you'll be able to do that. Thank you for having me and thank you for being here.
Hallelujah. Oh, have you been blessed? Wow. I'm discovering a lot of things today. I thought I knew it all about him.